Hey guys, it's me, the dude who talks, and welcome. So for this video, I've got a couple of reviews for you. I'm also going to talk about my favourite albums of 2023, and I've just got something to tell you in case you haven't read my Facebook post. So let's just get into it, yeah? So let's start off with the first review, and this is going to be the debut album from Dead Cosmonauts called Parasomnia, which is out now through Trepanation Records and Do It Vision Records. Dead Cosmonauts are a mostly instrumental post-rock band from Sheffield, and they feature Alexei on bass and synths, Chris on baritone guitar, synths and double bass, Neil on synths, Nick on drums, and Phil on guitar. Parasomnia is a sci-fi influenced concept record regarding a dystopian society which explores the lines between reality and nightmares. Parasomnia was recorded by Adam Zedgemer at Tie-Dye Studios and was mastered by Cult of Luna's own Magnus Lindberg. So, with that intro out the way, what did I think of Parasomnia? Did I like it or did I hate it? Yeah, I couldn't find anything clever with that title. Let's just find out. So let us start with the opening track, which is called Liminal Space. This starts off well enough. You've got the composition with the guitars, which I do think takes centre stage with this song. The riffs and leads are there, reeling you into the world of Parasomnia. Not only that, you've got the drums and bass adding to the song, and they're given enough time to shine on it as well. And with this song, you also get a little glimpse of the concept of the album with a couple of voice samples from Alva Waterhouse. However, with this song, I felt I was only scratching the surface. So the following song, Beneath the Choking Sky, has an eerie, atmospheric intro with the use of ambient effects to lead off into the song, which tilts more into psychedelic territory. I feel like with this song, you get much more of a glimpse of the concept with Parasomnia. The composition on the song and the crescendos that I can definitely hear a Godspeed You Black Emperor influence, albeit through a sci-fi lens. Canopsia is the lead single and also serves as the centerpiece of the record with its 10-minute length. I really like the intro from the spoken word sample and then straight into the music with a melodic opener, then it leads with this feedback laden riff. The complex drum patterns as well gave me some Bosque vibes. And this is the song where we hear the vocals on the record, which are harsh vocals, and this is heard towards the end of the song. Alright, so I don't know if I'm being overly silly, but the very start of In Spirals It Took Everything sounded a little bit like Fireflies by Owl City. However, after I got over my own silliness, I quite like the eerie interlude with the ambient effects. It reminded me of some of the more spacier parts on the album Francis the Mute by Mars Volta. So, Swallowed in Dark Water starts off with a much more experimental side, using more synths which lead off to the midpoint of the song, and this is where the guitars and violin battle it out. After this point, however, the song gets much more heavier with chuggier riffs and the rhythm getting faster towards the end. So just so you know what I'm going on about, I will play a clip of the song for you now. Album closer, A Vision from the Valley of Dry Bones, carries the momentum on from the previous song and even goes full throttle to close the album off. Now you've heard me describe the album and what I like about it. Now it's time for the nitpicks. Nitpicks, my favourite segment of my videos. Not. So I've got a couple for you. I felt with the vocals on Canopsia could have been mixed so they were a little bit more in front, because with the first few listens And you know, like the first few listens, you just like listening to the song. They didn't feel like harsh vocals, and they felt like quite buried in deep. And I don't know if you have that thing, I know I do, is where you listen to something and you think you hear a scream and it's actually a sound effect, or vice versa. That's what it felt like for the first few listens. I felt like I had to actively listen to it. Also, with Swallowed in Dark Waters, I felt like the mix on this song was a little bit off in places, especially with the part with the violins and guitars. I felt like they were clashing too much and they weren't working in tandem. I love the inclusion of these instruments, and that segment is really beautiful. However, I felt like it could have been like mixed so it wasn't like clashing. And after one point in the song, I felt like I was just hearing the bass and the violin, and it just sounded a little bit off in my opinion. However, I do feel like this is just kind of minor. It doesn't overly affect the enjoyment that I had with these songs. I must stress this. Overall, I love the concepts behind Parasomnia, and this is held further by really strong songs that keep you invested, with some really cool compositions, heavy riffs, and with a lot of experimentation. I would really love to hear this album live in full. I think it would be an absolute delight. So for my next review, I'm going to be talking about the new album from Partholon called The Ocean Pours In. Now, due to a recent update on their Facebook, this album is now out next year, which I'm kind of a little bit happy about in a way, because I'm finally not late to the party about my reviews. Huzzah! Anyway, Partholon are a post-metal band from the south coast of Ireland, and including The Ocean Pours In have brought out 2 albums, including 2016's debut album, Follow Me Through Body. So the best way to describe the album is from the band itself. So they've described The Ocean Pours In as a cathartic journey of life imitating art, from the Mary Russell seafaring tragedy to the death of an ancient tradition. 5 songs spanning 37 minutes, exploring the hearts and minds of those that have come and gone, married with the legend of Partholon. The tracks explore local history, mythology, tragedy, and truth. So, with that borrowed intro out the way, what did I think of The Ocean Pours In? Did I like it, or did I think the ocean should drown this album? Let us find out. So, for those who want to know, and just in case you weren't paying attention at the intro part of this review, The Ocean Pours In consists of 5 tracks and clocks in at 37 minutes. So we shall begin with the opening track, Skin of the Beast. The intro of this song definitely gave me Cult of Luna vibes, especially with the atmosphere of the song, and with the riff at the start leading off into the vocals, which were surprisingly right in front in terms of mix-wise, as they were not buried by the guitar riff, and it was like the vocalist was right in front of your face. The vocals between the 2 vocalists work really well in the way that they merge but also stand out at the same time when they need to. One sounds throaty harshiness and the other more bellowing. Yeah, that wasn't the best description, but oh well, let's go with it. Well as that, the guitars, the riff on this song is really nice and chunky sounding, just the way I like it. The lead guitar throws in a decent solo towards the end, which really showcases these guys' talents. I'm going to play you a quick example of this. While the song is very atmospheric, I do feel like it has an urgency to get to the point without spending ages getting lost in atmosphere with all the meandering with some songs like this. This is not the case. The riff in Gathered in Circles definitely drives the song forward, and your head will be moving forward in a head-banging motion. Also, the little intricacies in this song really add to it and help this song stand out on the album. Pillars, I feel, is one of the most intense songs on the album. You're given very little time to breathe with the intro. It's a relentless assault, and I feel like it definitely takes cues from Macedon with the inclusion of these solos. And also, I wanted to note, even the slow parts on this song seem fast. The next song, Light Chamber, definitely showcases more of the strong musicianship on the album. The composition here feels really tight-knit, and the way it builds up towards the end delivers real intensity on this song. And then we've got We Swallow the Ocean, which takes more cues from bands like Baroness by having much more of an emotional vibe to this song. It's more slow paced, there's clean vocals to boot on this song, and has that sea shanty vibe. And when it definitely gets heavier, the sea shanty vibes are still there, so I would really like to call this sea shanty metal. And if there was ever a band that I would associate with the sea, well, ocean to be exact, it would definitely be these guys. Anyway, you've heard me talk about this album, now let's go on to the nitpicks. Okay, nitpicks. I don't really have anything nitpicky to really say apart from the last song. I felt like the last 2 minutes of the song should have been just cut out, but that's just me and it's just a subjective opinion, so yep. Okay, so overall it's going to be a positive opinion. Partholon really delivered an intense album in terms of heaviness and emotion, which, as I said before, this album really showcases their musicianship, and this will keep you invested in their album, so yeah, go check it out. Okay, so this is my favourite albums of 2023 segment. This is going to be a little bit off the cusp than my previous videos about my favourite albums of the year and whatever. So they're not going to be in any particular order, except my favourite standout album of 2023. So let's just get into it. So we've got Everything Is Alive by Slowdive. Definitely a grower, not a shower, but the more I listened to it, the more I got it and the more beautiful I thought it was. Then there's Drain with Living Proof. If there was a list for best intermission song of 2023, this album would be #1, hands down. Great if you're a fan of metallic hardcore. I discovered these guys from a dude on my Facebook just said, oh, non-stop listening to these guys, so I was like, alright, I'll check it out, and I was like, yep, totally got it. Dinner Celestial Birds, The Night Is for Dreamers. Just check out my video reviewing these guys and you'll understand why they're on this list. Agriculture with their self-titled debut. Absolutely intense, emotional record, and it's got saxophone in it, enough said. Green Lung with This Heathen Land. This band is becoming almost as unstoppable, and this album definitely showcases that. There's some amazing songs on there. No Highs by Tim Hecker, a guy who's just constantly consistent with his albums. While he's definitely moved away from more of the harsher ambient drone stuff that he was with Harmony and Ultraviolet, he's still absolutely a master at what he's doing. Wallowing, Earth Reaper, Sci-Fi or Die, absolutely amazing album. Enough said. The Weight of the Mask by Svalbard, another band that I think can do no wrong at the moment. Serena Cherry's vocals are absolutely incredible, and this album is well produced, and yep, if you're a fan of blackened hardcore / black gaze, whatever, definitely give this album a go. And yes, you will probably cry when listening to it because it's emotionally intense. And part of my New Year's resolution of 2022 was to listen to more death metal, and I think I did it this year with Dying of Everything with Obituary. Definitely a band with 30 years off the top of the game can produce an album that is ferociously heavy. And I've got a couple of honourable mentions before we go into the main one, and that is Full of Hell's collaboration with Nothing. I wish I listened to that album more, but it is definitely worth giving it a shot. And Underdark, Managed Decline. So what was my standout album of 2023? It was Rap Wars by Health. Absolutely phenomenal band at the moment. Definitely Rap Wars is getting more tilted towards metal with a bit more like collaborations and more guitars and stuff like that, but still an amazing album. I don't think I really need to say anymore, just go fucking listen to it. Now, this is the part where I'm not sure if you saw my Facebook post. This is the part where I'm just gonna prattle on. I'm gonna go full rant mode and shit like that. Well, not an angry rant, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just gonna prattle on about things like I normally do. But anyway, so if you haven't seen my Facebook post, which don't worry, you know, with the algorithms and shit like that, you probably haven't. So I mentioned that this video was gonna be my last. Now, I don't know whether this is gonna be permanent, like this is gonna be my last ever video as the Doo Talks, or is it just gonna be in the meantime? I came to this decision last year basically. As you probably well notice, I've not been putting out many videos and shit like that. This is just due to like a load of things happening in my life. I've got a full-time job, I've got a partner, a lovely partner, 2 cats, and also just things like I've been concentrating on getting fit. I've been like going to the gym and like taking part in runs, and a lot of things take a lot of my time, and unfortunately this kept falling through the wayside. Obviously, I really loved it when people sent me like emails to review their stuff. I was always trying to make an effort to always include them in my videos and try to like, you know, get a video out there, like show that I'm interested in reviewing the music and stuff like that. But everything kind of got a little bit much, and I just felt like I need to let some things go, and unfortunately this was it. So yeah, take from that what you will. You know, I absolutely enjoyed reviewing music for you all. I felt it was really nice. I thought it was really cool, like reviewing gigs and then new albums and things like that, and talking about like mystery tape bundles. Those were like one of the most favourite things that I'd absolutely love to do for you all. Well, I could prattle on saying that I only get 12 views and like shit like that, but you know what, 12 views is better than 1 view, so at least people do watch this, and I hope you enjoy it. I know I got some comments about like the light changing on my video, you know who you are. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. I don't know what else to tell you, really. I know this is going to sound like, you know, that Holly Willoughby video when Philip Schofield left and she goes, "Are you all okay?" Like, I'm not trying to make this sound as dramatic as possible, but, you know, I think the time has come to the end for this era as the dude who talks. Now, maybe I'd like to come back, like, somewhere down the road, maybe in podcast form, so you don't have to look at my face all the time. And maybe it's just me talking, and maybe I just, like, get, like, a routine with it, like, where I'm doing it constantly for you all. But I don't really see that happening right now. Maybe I might do a cover Killer Nation and just, like, say that I'm leaving and on a heartfelt goodbye video with his glasses on and whatever, and then come back doing streaming. I don't think I'll probably be doing that, but you know, I could be. And people might go, "Well, you're not as talented as Cover Killer Nation." Well, yeah, that's fair enough. I'm not that talented. I'm just a dude who likes talking, you know, like the dude who talks. Who actually talking is talking right fucking now. So, I kind of really want to thank a lot of people because they really helped me on my way on this video. I didn't think I'd actually get as much attention as I did doing this video blog. So I'd like to thank Frenchie, absolutely lovely guy who sent me loads of albums to review. Billy Goat from Doomed and Stone, absolutely guy who's gent who's had my back all the way. First to like share my videos, absolute true scholar and a gent and the real deal when it comes to discovering underground talent. Who else have I got left to thank? James Fowler, I know he comments on my stuff, and I think he was one of the most fans who's been there from the beginning. Yeah, I know this is getting a little bit higgledy-piggledy with my voice, so I'm going to end this real soon. And anyone else, I'm sorry I've not mentioned you. I'm tired, really fucking tired to be honest. So this is a blanket thank you to anyone who's fucking watched me, or gave me support, or liked a video, or suggested I check a band out, or whatever, any suggestion on anything regarding the Dude Who Talks. Yeah, I've been the Dude Who Talks. You guys will always be fucking listening. Thank you for watching this video over the past 7 or so years. Wow, fucking hell, I need another hobby. So yeah, I'll see you maybe soon. Goodbye.